You got anything you want to present to the Council of Eight?
There is the drug scheduling me and Siobhan worked on. If you're ready with that, Siobhan, we could go through it.
Yeah. I just also want to give like full clarity that this was adopted from something that Norman Adams had sent me.
Ew.
It was good stuff. I mean, I adopted it. I pretty much paraphrased almost everything and removed a lot. And then Cantor and I worked together on a bunch of stuff as well.
Yeah, Norman brought it to me as well, which is how I initially pitched it in the first place. You know, I didn't know much about scheduling drugs and how it works outside of here, but looking into it, I think it's a good idea. So we've ironed it out. My pitch was 3 schedules instead of 2, with the idea that Schedule 1, being the harshest level of drugs, would only be felony possession.
I don't like future-proofing drugs into schedules. Like, I think if you have a catch-all on Class 3 for like a generic drug, that'll give police something to charge in the future. And then from their investigation and their pitch to the council,
we're gonna finish talking about this scheduling, Baron, and then we can hear your complaint.
Marijuana Schedule 3 for, I think, obvious reasons, but you know, the cultivation, the felony intent to distribute, all that will still up. If someone's fucking around to that level, you know, those are still the same. This is only for possession. So if this is approved, we can, you know, plug that in pretty quickly and easily and figure out what times and fines we want to land on.
What's with the language here about oxy and weed being for medical?
That is the intention behind the lower scheduling, is that they have potential medical use, which is why they are a lower schedule. It's not that it is legal if it has medical use. It is a lower charge because of that fact.
So doctors are going to try to prescribe marijuana?
No, that's not what this is. Schedule 3 is just a lower time and fine. There is still no legal amount of any of these drugs.
I still don't agree with the thing overall. I think it causes issues with tracking drugs in terms of charges and report. I don't think it's the right way to go. I have no problem with if you guys want to remove, or you think it's a good idea to remove the drugs that we don't see around the streets anymore, but I don't think that there's an overwhelming benefit to creating the classes that overrides the inconvenience and confusion it would cause when it comes to tracking drugs at a glance.
Are you thinking something like when you're trying to find 3 incidences of felony possession with intent to distribute for drug trafficking? Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah, because if you want felony possession of marijuana to bolster your 2 instances of sale of drug, what would you do? Just search for Class 3 possession, and then you'd have to open up each report and find out which ones are weed?
Search the marijuana tag and hope that the German has it.
PD could also put tags in reports for Class 1, Schedule 1, 2, and 3 to ease the burden.
Or even tag for the specific drug if needed.
Yeah, tag for the specific drug.
Both, actually, because then you can just tag them simultaneously, and they should, in execution, come right up for the report.
We'll have to vote on where drugs go either way, keep in mind. So this is just the base framework of the scheduling we're voting for.
So wait, whenever there's a new drug, you're saying the city council votes to classify it?
Yes.
I'm saying, well, the way I have it in there is by default, it's classified as a 3 because...
Yeah, it's already in there, but we can bump it up.
What if every time a new drug's found on the street, we bring it here on Saturdays and then we all take some and see how addictive it is?
That would be an ideal case study.
I've been sober for 4 years and that ain't changed.
Oh, except for that.
Everyone
I have too,
except for
but that's because no one will sell me cocaine. It's just fucked up.
I only drink, unfortunately. I'm not a drug guy.
All the cool people in this room will do the drugs, and you guys can trip sit us.
Yeah, let's say we need babysitters.
Take notes.
You need trip sitters. Yeah.
I think my only initial thing here is if we're going to take into account how often people are caught with a certain drug as far as the scheduling, like right now, if that was taken into account, marijuana would be Schedule 1. It is the drug that we catch people with by far the most.
Yeah, I defer to all y'all. I think I heard enough.
Who are the yeas? Raise your hand, please. 6-2. This passes.
Or we can also schedule it with just 1. I mean, we can also publish it and let them know.
I wouldn't feel comfortable without the research being done.
On weed? Okay, sure.
No, all of it.
Ooh.
No, I was pitching only the posted with the 1 there, but yeah, we can do the research on that.
So we are doing the weed and nothing else.
I was trying to find out what you were comfortable with.
We could schedule anything other than marijuana right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's. Do you want to wait?
That's like saying I'm going to write my schedule for next month, and you just write masturbate every day.
No more from Philippa. Alan, do you have anything you'd like to make known at the council table?
Yeah, we got to stop liking big numbers.
Okay, go on.
Every charge we keep voting in is like 10 grand, and it's getting kind of absurd for me to like balance how things. For example, a turbo is actually equal to blowing shit up with explosives. And so there's 2 options. Either 1, we stop going for big numbers, or 2, everything gets big numbers, which I don't think is feasible. So either way, I still need to do like a holistic overhaul on the penal code because some shit just doesn't make sense in terms of scaling. Yeah, but I'm just offering like caution in general when we're legislating things, that we don't get into this trend of thinking we're hitting this problem real hard with a big fine, and then all of a sudden the entire penal code is just big fines for what people are doing right now.
That's fair.
Okay, so are you gonna go through and
yeah, I may have to make some changes to shit. That's my stuff for the week.
So along that same vein, I know that you touched on it briefly in the last meeting, I think it was. Has there been any more discussions about people that are going grossly into the negatives?
Yeah, but I can't talk about it yet.
Oh, okay.
It will be addressed, but I can't say when or how, so stay tuned.
Okay. Honored Chief of Staff.
I reworked the death penalty legislation with Cantor.
Actually, let's get Bobby out of here before.
Oh,
we go
yeah. He's been here for this whole time. Let's get him. Sorry, Bobby.
Bobby, what would you like to talk about?
Before I get into this, let me hang up this phone call. So, okay. Nakota, you're a cop, aren't you, Nakota?
Gave it away.
You're a cop, Nakota. You know, all this marijuana talk. I bet you want to marry one of these nuts in your mouth, bitch!
What?
That was a good one.
Bobby, get out.
Wait, that was the beginning of my speech.
You can actually go.
All right.
Maybe next week, Bob.
That was just a part of my stand-up routine.
I'm sorry, man.
Everything he does is an actual waste of time. It's just he has an actual mistake.
Yeah, somebody should have swallowed him.
Amen.
True.
Damn.
All right, continue.
Death penalty legislation. It is a little bit further down. Sorry, everybody. It took out the Death Coliseum. Sad.
Cool of an idea as it was, yes.
Yes, yeah. Cantor and I kind of spitballed, worked through some things, and just to make sure that doctors are able to do what they need to do, reworked that. But Cantor did have the great idea of keeping. You'll see. Have a look at it. And I know in the past we had firing squad and lethal injection. Now, obviously, firing squad's going to be a little bit... Well, we talked about this last time. All but impossible given the current state of the DOC. As far as in prison goes, Cantor and I spitballed and kind of worked this out instead of having public executions except for lethal injection.
The firing squad would be primarily cops because obviously they, have firearms training.
I'm against any public execution. Let's be real. It's going to be a big old shit show. There was a reason they've been done in prison in the past. And it wasn't just because it was the prison.
Yeah, someone's just going to run up with 6 of their boys and shoot all the cops. I hate to be the negative Nancy, but...
Oh, God damn, they're going to ruin the dramatics.
I've literally seen them go really bad. It is impossible
for those kind of things to be held in public, as Malton said. There are very good reasons for that.
I'm more than welcome to have the death penalty.
Let me hear this out. Instead of the Vinewood Bowl, right, for viewable tickets, what about the 3rd floor courtroom behind the metal detectors?
Yeah, and then we can have the janitors clean up the brain matter.
Yeah. Let's shoot a bunch of holes in City Hall. I'll pass.
Oh, God.
Give a suggestion?
Yeah, the basement of the police station. Like, I don't give a fuck where it is. It's just like, do it Stalin style for all I care. Reopen Grapeseed PD. Like,
it's not a bad idea.
Stalin style was not on the list of things I thought I'd hear today.
This my bingo card is really getting outrageous.
You're right. So death penalty, yeah, sure. Some people just deserve to die. Public, absolutely not. But a secured facility where, TBD, I would say a police station, since the prison is out of commission, is the logical next step for that.
Okay, that's understandable. That's a great one,
That's
too.
a great one. You should slap
We
it
have
in
burned
there.
at the stake on here, and I'm just saying, if I was ever put to death, I'd want to be burned at the stake publicly. I'm voting for what I want.
No, Cantor and I would both want to be burned.
Hell yeah, I'd pick that.
Whatever method that is deemed fit by law. But yeah, that's my only stipulation, is it has to be in a secured facility.
Okay, so if it was on the bottom of MRPD, could we get a video camera in there and live stream it? I'm just saying.
I'm fine with viewing.
I want to sell pay-per-view tickets.
Against that. I have nothing against that. Just people can't be there who aren't approved.
That's fine, but I think we should be able to make money off of that, because death row inmates take up a lot of state resources, and I think that we should be able to make some of that money back.
Yeah, so set up a GoPro and sell the streaming tickets to that. That's fine.
Okay.
I think if we could legislate the death penalty now, like I think that's a good thing for this council could do while we're sunsetting, basically, and the how and why could always be done at a later date.
At a later date, okay.
Yeah, I think it's perfectly prudent, shall we say, to get on the books. Like, yeah, there is a death penalty, and until further notice, it's going to be Nakota taking you to the basement and putting one in the back of your head.
Oh my god! I'm just saying, if someone's going to be put to death, they should be put to death in style. I think we're doing the best for these people. So
why don't we ask them how they want to be put to death?
I don't mind taking it from. I honestly don't mind taking it from Bobby and Carmine, because that was one of the great joys of the PD as well in the past.
I think you could do plenty of style in the PD garage. It's also big enough for audiences, dramatics, flair, etc. It's still also technically the lowest floor.
Have the ability to
open
control
up the doors
there.
to let the smoke out after when they're burned at the stake.
It's just for permas. Yeah, for people who choose to perma in a court case. Capital, like essentially a judge reaches out to somebody and like, if you're found guilty, do you want a perma? It's your player choice, and then they say yes or no, and then sometimes they'll be like, yes, burn me at the stake.
Did you guys finish your discussion on the death penalty?
Yeah, we're gonna table it.
Tabling it.
Anything else you'd like to present?
Not at this time, no.
My turn. Let's repeal adoption fraud.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why the change of
heart?
Why the change of heart? It's because I got to sit down in my meditative spot and gaze out across the hills and trees and cities, skylines, skyscrapers, hands behind my back in silent contemplation. And I saw people roaming about the city, crossing like ships in the night, never speaking to each other, but living their lives independent of anything that we ourselves saw fit to legislate. And I knew deep down, the mayor is the will of the people. And is it truly in the best interest of the people of Los Santos to tell them how they're supposed to live and behind closed doors or even out in public? Is it truly the prerogative of the mayor's office to try to tell them that they cannot look at another adult, probably only a couple of years in difference in age, and say, hello, son, and to have that son, the adult in this adoption relationship, and say, hi, daddy, I love you. I just want people to live free and happily. And that's why I want to repeal adoption fraud. It should have never existed.
Repealing everything about it, like no more of like the filing, no more, just like it was basically in the beginning.
Everything.
The adoption policy and the charge for adoption fraud all gone.
And it's not really helping anybody. So it should go. It should leave. So I move to repeal adoption fraud in its entirety. Any nays?
I have a question.
Sure.
Will the people who have already paid to adopt somebody be reimbursed?
Not many people paid to do it. So I would be willing to pursue refunding the people that actually did pay in the system.
Holy shit.
Like 3 or 4 people, maybe?
Yeah. He decided to run for a second turn.
If I'm reading the document right now.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
What?
Mr. Mayor, can I talk to you outside for a second?
What up, Judge Dredd?
I've always been honest with you, right?
Yeah.
See if you can do me the same. Did you decide to run for re-election so you're attempting to fool all these fucking simpletons by doing the most basic shit ever and giving them what they think they want even though you disagree with it because it's going to win you votes?
Yeah. Oh, also,
okay.
Hold on. Wait. I do actually think that it's kind of overstepping, especially because a lot of those people probably voted for me. And I don't, like, it's literally like just like a crackdown, I don't think I should be advocating for a crackdown.
Are you on medication?
Yeah, actually.
What?
Like antidepressants.
Yeah, that tracks. I was going to say, I never heard a megalomaniac say, I think I'm overstepping here.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a megalomaniac. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, now that you're medicated, you're probably not.
Yeah, it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah, all right. Cool.
Okay. Any nays for repealing adoption fraud in its entirety?
No, I think this is a great idea.
Same.
I just want to clarify. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm for either way, but are people getting their money back?
We can discuss that after we vote on repealing it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I was on the edge of it from the start. I had so fuck it. Yeah, I'll repeal. I kind of grew to love it, but yeah.
Unanimously repealed. Good. Do
crazy
10K for each of them. Some of them were probably 25K adoptions, but we changed it to 10K and then probably some extra people went in. Yeah. You guys want to do a time limit on reimbursement so you're not randomly having to worry about this later?
A couple of weeks, I guess, or a month.
Yeah, we'll give them a month. Fuck it. Okay, cool. Well, I don't really have anything else, which would probably bring us to the conclusion of our meeting, unless anyone has anything that they've just remembered last minute.
There was the question about the pardon.
Which one?
Eddie Rawlings. What's that?
The trailer dumping.
That's an
Is that what we're
appeal.
talking
We can
about?
talk about
Oh,
that
it's an
now if
appeal?
you want.
Okay.
If we're gonna hear it, then we'll convene 3 of us to go hear it. But I'll sort of tell you what the situation is, and we can see if you guys want to take this up or not. Because we have the option of just summary judgment and just deny the appeal. There was a case filed on the docket that was related to a gentleman being arrested robbing HVAC equipment off of the roof of the old courthouse and 8 Milton Fire and Police Station. The gentleman was arrested for felony trespassing, and the lawyer is contesting the idea of it being felony trespassing because he's claiming that it is not a government building. So essentially he's saying that,
Okay.
and his belief is that the signage all over the police and fire station is not sufficient to put people on notice that the old courthouse is also considered a government building.
What building? Is this the courthouse in the northwest part of the city?
Correct. Essentially, the claim is that that charge is inappropriate because it's not a government building. The lawyers and representatives from both sides did not respond in a timely manner to the docket. The lawyer came to a very heady moment where he posted on the docket and requested summary judgment. I discussed with the other judges and provided summary judgment. So I informed him that it was in fact a government building. His client's ignorance of that matter was not an excuse of the law. Even if his client's ignorance was an issue, there is enough constructive notice considering the ladders you have to use to climb up to the old courthouse are literally right across the street from tons of signs that say fire and police everywhere and no trespassing, and there's actually guys standing there. I said, even if ignorance was an excuse, I don't agree with it. So he then immediately appealed my decision to myself with 2 of you. So
well,
it
there you
is
go.
up to you guys how to proceed. We can convene a panel, hear the arguments in full in court, or we have the option to summary judgment either way. Either confirm me or reverse me or whatever.
Hang
If
on.
there, let's put it this way. Are there 2 of you who would like to sit on a panel with me and hear that case?
I want to hear the arguments.
I'll
We
do
talked
it,
about
yeah.
this, Ellen. I want to.
Okay, good. Then we will convene and schedule.
So am I just reimbursing the 10K each, or is it just the full amount that they paid at the time?
Just do 10K because
Okay.
I don't know if it's possible
What
to
it
track.
looks like nobody paid over 10K.
What about the people who got caught
Okay.
for fraud? What do we say about them?
Oh,
We can't
Well,
do anything. We can't do anything.
It's
with
like
it.
people who
Alright.
got caught for jaywalking before we made it decriminalized. They still
yeah,
did
Okay.
it was still a crime at the time.
All right.
Twatter is going crazy.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
No, they can't have separation of church and state back now. Actually, I would like that. All right. Does anybody else have anything else? Are we good to go?
Is everyone just on Twatter right now?
I'm
Yeah.
being blown the fuck up. So
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Poor
No,
Etta.
it's fine.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
What?
Mr. Mayor, can I talk to you outside for a second?
What up, Judge Dredd?
I've always been honest with you, right?
Yeah.
See if you can do me the same.